Hi everybody, Joel Carlson here of Faces of Minnesota. Today my guest is President and CEO of Spider Trap, Mike Rynchek. So Mike, your first question is this. When you were thinking about coming up with Spider Trap as a company, what was your main motivation in developing it into the company that it is today?
So what got me sort of into the digital space, which eventually was starting Spider Trap, was I was very entrepreneurial in college. Had a .com, saw that the online space was one that I could really study. I was a marketing major. It was really a place where I could teach myself first coding, then search. Of course, then along came the importance of social media integration, and now we're into the mobile space, of course. One thing that's really cool about Spider Trap is that we're able to kind of go and understand what technology is, which was always a big interest of mine, and what is the intersection point between technology and consumer behavior and or marketing. And so really the genesis of Spider Trap was building out really sound, ideal solutions around the marketing space for different clients. And the last piece I'll say is we're really heavy on the analytics side as well, so making sure that we're tracking, reporting every single thing that we do, and that's probably because a lot of us are data geeks as well.
I understand. Question then, as far as Spider Trap goes, what would you say is its niche market as far as what kind of businesses do you target to work with?
Yeah, so,
or do you find you?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we started really doing a lot of work within the medical space, but in a sense diversified out of the medical space, and part of that has been organically, part of that is just as we've matured as a company, we've done work with other retail clients, hospitality clients, sporting clients, you name it. And what's fun about our business as well is we like to go after things that we're all interested in. For example, I really actually enjoy healthcare, whereas healthcare may not be as exciting all the time as like the sporting industry, for example, or movies and entertainment. But right now in the healthcare space especially, there's a lot of areas of opportunity to do what I was just talking about, and that's merging technology with marketing to help extend the reach of healthcare, to help lower the cost of healthcare, for example.
Okay. So Mike, one of the things that a lot of marketers used to really target was television and print. What has been the focus as far as the type of advertising and marketing that you guys do?
Yeah, so a lot of our jobs at Spider Trap is really how do we understand and appreciate what goes on in the traditional marketing space and find solutions to help either extend that campaign, track that campaign, maybe reach a new audience utilizing online and mobile tactics as well. What's interesting is people always go, so you guys are an online kind of tech marketing firm. And that's true, but we also are really marketers and or advertisers at heart. And so we have to appreciate and understand how the two play together in any given campaign.
So how would you explain, Mike, how social media has really changed what you do here at Spider Trap?
So early on, and just like with any company, I think the way that we use social media has changed. For us, it's really helped us become industry experts, and that's something that we pride ourselves on. Is we have people that travel around the country and speak on different topics, but at the same time we have a lot of just solid staff members here that can help build their expertise through social media, but also build the overall brand's expertise through social media as well. So it's really, for us, it's not only a marketing piece, but it's also part of our culture. Like, we joke around about Foursquare. Foursquare check-ins here are a big deal to us. When we travel, for example, we have hashtags like ST support. You'll see that every now and then as people are out traveling and speaking or at different conferences.
All right. Now, since you touched on it, Mike, for those who follow you on Twitter, you do post quite a bit and are a Foursquare fan. What is motivated behind that interest?
I think there's a couple of things. Foursquare for me it's interesting. I've enjoyed watching Foursquare evolve from just what you would call a social media company into really leading the way when it comes to geolocation, for example, and how they're starting to incorporate things like badges, which we've now looked at and a lot of companies are utilizing on other platforms as incentives, to things like coupons, for example, when you check into a specific location. I also think it's kind of interesting to understand how to build a following around community, and that's something I think we've talked about in the past too, is Maslow's hierarchy of needs and how people see me check in at some place and go, hey, I was just there, because that's part of the community, the part of the patronship. It's interesting to see that, but at the same time it's interesting to see when two people check in the same spot and they end up connecting and so on. So to me it's a fascinating tool. At the same time, it allows me to produce different content in between tweets and retweets and so on.
So Mike, any unique places that you're the mayor of, since you're used for so much?
Well, I wish I could say bad waitress, but that's no longer the case, thank you very much. Any unique places? That's a good question. I just lost, so my family has kind of our little retreat cabin place, which is kind of a nice little escape in Wisconsin. And I've recently lost all of those mayorships because I haven't been able to be up there, but I'm not sure. You tell me. You follow me on Foursquare probably closer than I do. You tell me if I have been.
Are you the mayor? Well, if you're not at Bad Waitress, and the only other place I could think of is that Reflection.
Yeah, the gym.
The gym.
Yeah, that's another place.
There?
Well, I end up doing so many happy hours and so many dinners, which is great. It's fantastic. I love it, but I also have to balance that out with trying to get to the gym as much as possible. So I don't know if it's a unique mayorship as much as a mayorship out in the
circumstance. Yeah. Okay.